Engineer 775 here, at a new home, a new bug out location, and we're putting it. We just had a well drilled, and we're going to be putting in a grid pump, a regular 220 submersible pump that's been sized for the well. And I'm working with a very experienced pump installer. Has been working on these pumps and wells for about 50 years. So I'm really here to pick his brain on a few things, and then I'm also putting in a simple pump hand pump along with it. So a lot of times it's the best thing to do if you're getting a new well drilled is to contact me, and we'll put a cap in place first. And once the cap's in place, then we can put the submersible pump in, and that makes it so much easier than having to pull the other pump. So we're going to go through this kind of step by step and get the pump in the well, and later on we'll hook it to the bladder tank in the house. All right. Great tool, sonic water level meter. The first thing we do on the job is we want to verify our static water level. So you hold the button down, and I don't know if you can hear it, but the sonic is shooting. We got 41-foot static water level, temperature 44 degrees. This is a meter from ravenscorp.com. It's a 7-gallon a minute well. We're putting what is it, 1 horsepower?
8 gallon a minute.
8 gallon a minute Myers submersible pump. And it's been sized. You need to size your pump. You need to know your pump curves so you know what you match your pump to the recovery rate of the well as best you can. All right.
Predator Plus. That's a good pump. Good. I've used the Myers since 1962.
Does that have a built-in check?
On a deep setting, the standard in the industry and the standard on deep setting, and I've seen a lot of guys never do it. I pull that pump set 500 feet, and that's the only check valve they have. Is that one? Standard industry is every 200 feet. So check in line.
Okay.
Because what happens is when the pump goes off, you go to all the water in that pump column, and it does a little drop, and it hammers these impellers, and after a while it'll do a number on it.
Gotcha.
Plus, if this check goes bad,
You got some backups.
it's going to keep leaking back, kicking the pump on all the time.
Right.
So if you got a check in line, that helps it. So this one we're going to run a check about the 7th minute, just one check. Because they say every 200 feet we're only going to put it 280.
Right.
So we're going to run it on that's 14 lengths. We're running on the 7th. I don't know, unless it's a big producer like 20 gallon a minute pump.
Must be their flex.
Make sure when you dig, you make sure this is in that notch.
Right. But just catching on the bell.
I'll get you on the bell.
Elevator clamps.
They come different sizes, inch and a quarter, 2 inch.
Teflon dope, you don't.
Yeah, Teflon dope, that's it.
Got it. Do you ever have to put a low water sensor in on a well? Have you ever had to do that?
I have, but it got to the point with all the cables and everything going down, it got to be a real pain. But so if I do anything,
Just size the pump smaller?
size the pump where I can put, like the one I'm doing now, I can put a water restrictor on top at the discharge.
Yeah?
They come in 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, 5 gallon a minute.
Yeah?
So no matter what the pump's pumping, it's only going to pump 3 gallons or 4 gallons.
Ah.
So it doesn't,
It matches the recovery rate.
Yeah, and then the other thing I do is on
Is that
and
a
usually,
constant cycle stop valve? No.
huh?
You cycle stop valves? You know what those are?
No.
I've seen a bunch of those.
The other thing I do is on anything under 5 gallons a minute is I put a low level pressure switch on the tank. You know, they're the ones with the little lever on the side.
Oh yes.
So if the pump pumps out of water and the pressure switch detects a drop, it automatically pops the points open.
And they'll have to restart it manually.
Yeah. And that could be, and they have to, the homeowner has to understand that, because A lot of times they get a phone call, I'm out of water. Well, they had a lightning storm, they lost power. And you can't be colorblind.
Right.
It says R, Y, black. Right. People have it, and they hook them up ass backwards. A 3-phase, it doesn't matter, because on a 3-phase, if you don't get, you turn it on, you're not getting the water you want, you just switch any 2 wires. And all these are single phase, most residential. But yeah, those you're going to have 4 wires.
Gotcha.
Make it opposite of what I got. You're right. That's right. You're right. No, you're right. Stop. Turned out to be a nice day. Absolutely. Get rid of that heat.
Little start there. When you're putting a torque arrestor on, just need one on the system. Makes it better if you don't put the wires in part inside of that, and then you line up one of these slots with where the wire channel comes. And we'll see why in a minute. Scary ones when we're running the old galvanized ones that are down at 400 feet. That hurt. I've bent a lot of pipes and
I just pulled one of those out for I'll tell you what. I forgot how much a pain in the ass. She got a couple of minutes.
just sizing it up. I got you.
Start from the center. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, start from the center and work out.
Center out.
And I usually use a heat gun because I got map gas, which is way too.
If you're using Schedule 80 with its male-to-male threads.
Okay.
So you would just use that as your coupling instead of putting a coupler on it.
Gotcha.
You'd have to run a coupling. If it's male-to-male, you have to get the PVC couplings.
Right.
So instead of the coupling, wherever you put, you just run your check.
So it's just it's called a long.
That's a 1-inch long body.
1-inch long body check valve.
There's the box right there. Most guys that I worked on down here, period there last year, where they were having trouble with the check valves in the pump.
Oh.
So they were sending through. Try to keep the wire tight. And I tape, after this, I tape every 10 feet. 2 tapes of wire.
Tape it to the pipe first.
Yeah, tape to the pipe first. You're right.
And then
Bring it tight. Have these and you only can to get the DSI.
Okay. The DSI is everywhere now. DSI out of like,
West
Hickory?
Columbia.
West Columbia.
Hickory is where they sell pump trucks and everything.
Okay.
But I get it out of West Columbia. They come up this way every Tuesday. Make delivery.
Every Tuesday. Chinese pipe wrenches on that job. Do you disinfect or anything after you're done? Or
Yep, I'll put more in it if you want.
I'm just curious.
I usually do put it on.
Putting a check valve in the middle of this this setup. Usually you put them over 200 feet. I mean, this will take a lot of load off the impeller and the submersible. Okay, we're going to put the nipple in here now for our well seal for the simple pump and this elevator clamp.
Got it?
Yeah, 1-inch elevator. Got our T's and everything. We have true blue out. Mine's not quite as nice as this.
Alright,
we have a lot of homemade stuff. You got feed wires.
How much wire do you want left on top? Set screws out.
There, it'll go right on.
You need to turn this to go out this way, or you can come up and in and out.
We're probably gonna, might as well head towards the house. That would be fine right there. Okay, so we just finished up our submersible pump install and we've set everything on the simple pump cap. It's so much easier. If you're going to go ahead and drill a well, you know, you might want to think about, if you're ever thinking about putting a hand pump on, it's so much easier if you put the cap in place first. So as you build up from the bottom, you can plumb it for your other pump. It's okay to do it the other way. This just saves a lot of time and aggravation to do it up front. So if you're going to put a backup well, or maybe it's a new construction, go ahead and put the simple pump well seal in place first and then plumb to it. So okay, I think that's it. We're wrapping up this job, another job with Engineer 775. Signing off.